Tuesday the 16th of September 2025. It is my birthday today. Happy birthday to me, 21 years old. A little bit older than that. Here comes a dog. These stray dogs in Thailand, usually they are harmless, but there's something unnerving when you are walking down the promenade and he slowly starts to approach you. Looks like he's veering off to the side. No trouble, mate. We can both exist here together. There he goes. Welcome to a new era for this channel. Been doing a lot of reflection. This channel's growth sort of stagnates at times, and I've decided I'm just going to use it as a place to share my thoughts, share my opinions. Those who are interested, thank you for watching. If not, no problem whatsoever. And today's thought, seeing as we are here in Thailand, seeing as we are enjoying kind of a beautiful day, a little bit overcast, a little bit of cloud in the distance there. I think that's what's happening right now. We're at that period where certain times of the day is absolutely stunning, and then suddenly you'll look out the window and it'll look like it's about 12 o'clock at night and you'll be bang in the middle of a thunderstorm. It's a little bit erratic, unreliable. I'm going away in about 2 weeks down to Kokud. Really looking forward to it, and I'm just desperately hoping that we get, we're only going down there for 3 days. Desperately hoping we get 3 days of consistent, solid weather. Today's topic of choice, something I've been thinking about. I'm always thinking about something. I speak a lot in these videos about so many people moving to Thailand, but what I've also noticed is that there is a lot of Thailand bashing recently, whether it be to do with the visa situation, whether it be to do with the cost of living going up. A lot of people, especially those who maybe have been here a while, if you were here 20 years ago, I get it. You probably moved here, everything was a certain price, a certain level, and now it's a lot higher than that. But I'm guessing had you stayed back in the West where you came from, you'd probably be having similar sentiments. I guess the question is, why do people move to Thailand anymore? Why do people still come here? Why would you want to move to Thailand in 2025? Apparently Vietnam, the Philippines, Cambodia, Indonesia, these places are much more inviting, much easier to set yourself up in. So why do people still come to Thailand? And the answer is, I don't know. My perspective, as I've mentioned many times, is a little bit different to everyone else's. I'm not here for a glorified holiday, retirement, long-term online entrepreneur, none of that jazz. I'm here because of my wife, my baby. This is their home, and my home is with them. We've got some fish jumping up and down out of the water. There were some whales here the other day, apparently. I'd be absolutely bloody terrified if a whale just emerged out of the water there. Apparently it was like a really big one as well. So some gorgeous pictures of it flapping around. I'd imagine if he just came out of there now. Absolute scene of nightmares. But let's expand, let's elaborate, because I don't know the answer. I don't know why people still come here in this day and age, if it is as terrible as people say it is, and I don't think it is. But if that is the perspective of the, let's say, commitmentless traveler, the guy who can go anywhere, the guy who can pick and choose where he wants to spend his time, where he wants to spend his money, etc., why do people come here? I don't know. But one thing I've noticed, and it is kind of connected, is this horrendous amount of racism online towards a certain country's people. Can you guess? Write down in the comments if you can guess what country right now is getting a horrendous amount of racism here in Thailand from the online community. It's not China, it's not Russia, it's not us Brits, it's the Indians. The Indians are the current enemy of choice. Every time I log on, I don't even care about Pattaya, and I'm still getting these videos of, POV video walking through Pattaya. Pattaya right now, oh, Pattaya, more like Little Mumbai. No, it's not Little Mumbai. It's just there's a lot of Indian tourists there at the moment. The interesting thing to me is nobody would say anything if it was full of weird white guys. Well, no one would say, oh, what, look, Little London, Little Bristol. Nobody would say that, would they? Because to them, they're conditioned to think that that is their turf. Let's just call it what it is. The areas that are getting higher demographics of any tourist are the areas that are cheap, cheerful, they attract a certain type of crowd. So yeah, in Pattaya, there probably are a lot of creepy Indian guys, probably now a disproportionate amount compared to the amount of creepy white guys that are usually there. And that seems to be ruffling some feathers. Yeah, if you go down Bangla Road, Phuket, there might be some more Indians than you used to. But what would you see in the past? A load of white men, maybe some Japanese guys, maybe some Chinese. I don't get this bizarre assessment of everyone around you. And I think it's definitely part of this social media age that people seem to be so concerned with everybody else instead of just focusing on themselves. You know what I was worried about when I first came to Thailand, as a single man, by the way, I just want to clarify that, like 12, 15 years ago. Women. I didn't give a shit about the other guys that were here. I wanted to go chat to girls. I wanted to get to know girls, whether it be girls who were traveling, whether it be girls from back home. I met a few girls from the UK back there. I was living in Korea at the time, but I remember me and my mate from back home, Manchester. It's a little bit of an ongoing joke between us for the last couple of years, or the last 12 years, I should say. Started speaking to a couple of Brummie girls, a couple of Birmingham girls, and I said to my mate, in a moment of drunkenness, in a moment of happiness, I said, God, imagine if I was back home now and me and you could go on a road trip to visit these two after this trip. It's actually a ridiculous comment to make upon reflection, because it wouldn't be that appealing to drive all the way to Birmingham to meet a girl. But at the time, because I was infatuated by a girl for around 15 to 20 minutes on a night out, I thought it would be cool. I get that thrown back in my face. Imagine that road trip. Did you ever do that road trip, Tomo? No, I've never been to Birmingham since. I'll probably never go to Birmingham again in my life. I don't even know how many times I've been to Birmingham, not because it's a bad city, but I've just never really had too much reason to go there. But the point is, I wasn't concerned as I was looking around the bars, as I was looking down the streets, the parties, the clubs. I wasn't thinking, bloody hell, there's a lot of Chinese around here. Bloody hell, there's a lot of Germans around here. Bloody hell, there's a lot of French around here. There's a lot of Cuban guys here tonight. I didn't give a shit. I wasn't concerned with who else was there. I was concerned with 5 guys, myself being one of them, and us having a great time, us focusing on ourselves. And the next day, after we had a great night, you know what we did? We had a great day. We didn't sit there on Facebook, or we didn't sit there on social media bashing other people, talking about other people. Anytime you're with people that you enjoy the company of is a great time, in my opinion. And that's probably why Indians get so much bashing right now. Probably there with their boys having a great time. Let's go to Pattaya. Let's go to, what's it called? Soi 10, something like that. Let's go to whatever that walking street is that everyone goes to in Pattaya. Get some chicks, have a good time. Then there's a couple of guys, Steve from Bury and Clint from Scarborough, who seems to really ruffle the wrong way. Oh, look at them taking over our turf. It's not your turf either. The only people who could legitimately complain about people imposing upon their turf would be if there was a load of Thai guys there. And they were like, look, why are there no Thai guys here? I don't think those areas are particularly aimed at Thai guys or any specific demographic of people. Those areas are aimed at the people who will spend money in those areas. I don't think they give a shit where that money comes from. Maybe the hosts themselves have preferences, but money's money. If you've got the money, if you're going to spend the money, they're going to take the money. So get off your high horse. Pattaya is not your turf. Phuket is not your turf. I read a fact the other day that India is projected to become, by 2050, the second biggest economy in the world. We've heard that before about various countries, whether it'll come true or not, I don't really know. The point is, there is going to be a lot more disposable money flying around within India, within Vietnam, within Indonesia, within Nigeria. Apparently these economies are all on the rise. So whilst we Westerners up here on our high horse complain about the cost of living going up, etc., other countries, maybe they're coming into their prime. Maybe they're about to have their glory years. And maybe once they've got a bit of that disposable cash, they'll think to themselves, you know what I fancy? Getting myself out to Pattaya, kicking a few old Western guys out of the way and becoming an absolute hero for the night.